Welcome to your daily focus for July the 13th, 2018. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. Now, let's turn to the cards and see what they have to tell us about the energy. Should be, I'm thinking great energy today. Let's find out if the cards agree. Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. We know where we can go if we apply ourselves. If we commit. Do we want to? Is it worth it? Is it our truest dreams, our goals, our vision of our tomorrow? Do we really want to step in that direction? This is a card about working hard. And not necessarily harder, but smarter. We're raising the bar on what we can do, where we can go, who we can become. So, yesterday, and for some of us today, the solar eclipse happened. Today, we have the 22 energy. If you add up the date of today, July the 13th, 2018, you will get a 22. So the 22 energy comes in again for us to say, yes, success can be yours. Great success can be yours. But you have to make that commitment. You have to make that plan. You just can't go off on a tangent and decide that you're going to do this right now and the heck with everything, because that probably won't work. Might, but chances are it won't. This is about planning. This is about deliberation. This is about making a commitment to yourself. Now we have the Tower card, and this is kind of in the conflict area, so we don't want to let go of things. We don't want things to change. We're holding on to things that actually hold us back. It could be people in our life. It could be situations in our life. It could be our own behaviors and habits, our way of thinking. But we just do not want to release our grip on it. And we know, deep down inside at least, we know that we must in order to move forward. And yet we're being stubborn. Yet we're not allowing. Now, the Tower card is usually bringing in, and we do, we have the sun and the moon definitely was opposing Pluto yesterday. I'm sure the sun still is today. And Pluto is the one that takes things down, takes those walls down. Allows endings to happen in our life, whether or not we're ready to embrace those endings. Many times, though, when the Tower card appears and we are reluctant to let go ourselves, the Tower card makes sure that we do release it, because the Tower card is working for the universe, for Source, for God, for our angels. And even though we can't truly admit it to ourselves, it's not allowing us to move forward, and they want us to move forward. They want us to reach our potential and then some. And then we have the Page of Pentacles. So by allowing the release, by making the commitment to ourselves, a whole new world can open up to you in what you can create when it comes to your abundance. And abundance for you is something completely different than abundance for me. You may feel that if you had your health, you would be a rich person. Others believe a roof over their head and food in their belly is great abundance. Others believe friends, family, loved ones surrounding them, a tribe, a clan to call their own, is true abundance. Maybe your career, maybe your spirituality. Maybe it's a combination of a couple of those things. Maybe it's the service you do in your community or neighborhood or for the world at large. But this card says it can be. It can be when you make the plan, when you sit down and you say, you know what, I can do this. I can move forward. I can dedicate my time or my energy and my resources in order to make this happen in my life. And I will allow for things to have closure, endings in my life. And we always think of closure and endings as these bad things, but you know, if you've been out of work for a very long time, a beautiful ending is an ending to poverty. And getting that job and getting that paycheck so that you can pay your bills, so that you can buy yourself an outfit, so that you can put food in your belly. Or maybe it's self-worth. Maybe people haven't been treating you well and you've been allowing it. And by putting an end to how people treat you badly, I think would be a beautiful thing to erase in your life, to allow completion in your life, ending in your life, and some healing for you. Knowing that you are beautiful, knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you are deserving. So society has trained us to always think that the good things are going to be taken away. When the Tower card comes up and it's like, ooh, there's endings happening. There's healing that has to happen. There's closure that needs to be. And we always think that the good things are going to be taken away from us. And why would we think that? Things are being taken out of our life so that the good things can manifest in our life. So start thinking on a positive note of some of those things that you don't want in your life anymore anyways. Good riddance. Let's get an affirmation card. I was talking about the raccoons yesterday, and some people said, oh, I know about raccoons, and others said, I don't know anything about raccoons. And raccoons are, I had a pet raccoon. Raccoons are very smart. So, Julie, I think the raccoons are at fault with your dogs. I don't think your dogs are at fault at all. They know how to tease, and they're probably sitting up on that telephone pole or in those trees, giggling away at your poor dogs going insane, knowing that they can't get near them. Because raccoons are like that. They're mischievous. I remember when my kids were really little, we went on a portaging trip, which is you canoe a little bit, you walk with the canoe on over your shoulder for a bit, and then you canoe for a bit, and you camp out. And where I live, there's lots of lakes and rivers and streams, so you can do those kinds of things. And the one night, we heard this rustling, and you had to you had to put your food up not in a tree, but over a branch on a rope, and heist it up so that the raccoons and the bears couldn't get at it while you slept, and you didn't invite them into your camp by having food laying around. And it was like, I don't know, it was like day 6 and we were tired, so we thought, well, we'll heist everything up, but we'll leave down, you know, we had, when you're portaging, you don't have any access to ice or refrigerators, so we had the rolled oats, so we could have oatmeal in the morning, and we thought, well, we'll just leave the packages of the rolled oats down with, you know, the first aid and stuff like that, or dishes and clothing. And middle of the night, we hear this rustling. I don't know, what's that? You know, is it bears? Is it raccoons? And we hear this zip, zip, zip. And we're like, okay, somebody is in our backpacks. Like, somebody is rustling through our stuff. Well, the next morning, it was the raccoons. They had taken the oatmeal. But they had unzipped everything. I had everything in little plastic baggies, because when you're portaging, you kind of have to waterproof everything. So everything was in little plastic baggies, and they didn't rip anything apart. They didn't destroy anything, but they opened it all to just make sure that there wasn't any extra food for themselves. But remember, they're wild animals, so you have to respect them when you meet up with them. So, and I had a pet raccoon. I found him. He was a baby. He got separated from his mother. There was some some building going on, and so they were taking down part of a forest, and it must have gotten separated from its mother. And people were coming into where I worked at the time and kept saying, you know, oh, I almost hit this raccoon. Oh, there's this raccoon on the side of the road. Well, by day's end and the end of my shift, I went to see, you know, if this raccoon was there, and I find this little baby, and I put it underneath my hair, and I brought it home, and made a little home for it, but knowing that it had to be converted to the wild. Like, I wasn't going to keep it forever, but you know, it's funny, the day the raccoon left is the day the dog stopped eating lettuce. So the dog was also very smart, right? Knew if it didn't eat the lettuce, the raccoon got it. So of course it gorged the lettuce when the raccoon was around, just so that the raccoon wouldn't get it, and he got the treat. But every morning, and I was young, and but at a working age, so I was probably like, you know, 14, 15, 16 years old. And every morning I would call the raccoon. His name was Rocky, and he would crawl up my jeans on my pant leg and sit up on my shoulder, and I would take him for a bike ride. So he was a great pal and a great friend that summer for me. So our affirmation card is the Nine of Earth. Very grounded card, isn't it? Earth. And a 9. So it is a little bit about completion. I know we are, you know, right now we're in that solar eclipse kind of energy. But I really do believe that the solar eclipse is allowing us to release finally some of those anchors that we carry around with us, and really say no more of this in our life, or no more of that, or I won't tolerate this anymore, or I'm going to act in this way going forward, or I'm going to believe in myself, and I'm going to put myself forward. I'm going to take a risk on myself because I know I have the talent, I know I have the ability. Or I know I can give that kind of love. What are we looking for here? We're looking for the Nine of Earth. Discipline, self-reliance, reliable sources, restraint and self-control, the final stone placed on the foundation. I know I can rely on myself and spirit. There are many tools at my disposal, and I use my resources wisely, solidifying the foundation of my security in the material world. I am diligent and disciplined, focused on completing the work I began long ago. I stick to my program, trusting that the plan is unfolding before me exactly as Spirit intends. So, I couldn't have said it better. I know I can rely on myself. I know I've got what it takes. And I think that is a great understanding that we can come to today through meditation, through prayer, through reflection, or by doing. There are many tools at my disposal. I use my resources wisely. Solidifying the foundation of my security in the material world. I am diligent and disciplined. And if you're not diligent, and if you're not disciplined, this is a time to say, I'm going to be going forward in this area of my life. Focused on completing the work I began long ago. This could be a dream from long ago that you are sparking up again, that you want to, you know, you're dusting off that box and you're taking it out and you're looking at it and saying, I'm going to give it a try. I'm going to believe in myself. I'm going to believe in my dreams, my wants. I stick to my program. So do we have a plan? Trusting that the plan is unfolding before me exactly as Spirit intended. So maybe not the way I want, but so long as I am showing my commitment, the 22 energy, so long as I am showing my commitment and I am doing, I know Spirit is going to do their part and allow that path to blossom in front of me. We'll see what our wise animals have to say. Sing your song. Sing your song. Now that is the bluebird telling us to sing our song. And the bluebird reminds me of my dad all the time. My dad has been so much on my mind today. So it kind of, made me smile that the bluebird shows up out of all the cards today. Sing, create, express, respect. A bird does not sing because it has an answer. It sings because it has a song. What is your song? Sing it. Isn't it time to listen to the song in your heart? Bluebird tells you that you've been hiding, and now it's time for you to sing whatever song you feel. And it doesn't have to be a happy song. If you're feeling sad, honor your emotions, express your emotions. I think I talked a little bit about that. And it could have been during the eclipse video, or it could have been something on Patreon, but I know I was talking very much about honoring your emotions. And if you're feeling sad, then yes, tears is one way, but maybe paint it, create it in some way in your life. If you're sad, then take out the broom and sweep and say, I'm sweeping away my sadness. I'm disposing of it. I'm letting it go. I'm letting it wash through me. You figure out how you could do that in your life. However, Bluebird would prefer you sing a song, that your song turn into one of happiness and higher emotion. Bluebirds are gentle, non-aggressive creatures that tend to avoid confrontation and are patient with other kinds. If Bluebird feels threatened or upset, it stands its ground and defends itself and its own kind. Bluebird has shown up in your reading because it feels as though you have allowed others to take what is yours, and now it's time for you to stand strong. The situation could have just arrived, or it could be something that has been lingering for years. Turn the page, turn the page. Respect what is said, but know that you need to respect your own stance too. Don't shoulder another's problems if they aren't taking the same responsibility. It's important to be patient and kind with your words. You have nothing to explain and nothing to defend. This is your life. By allowing the song within your heart, you will be guided. Any frustrations and conflicts arriving in your path are to teach you patience and to make sure that you are truly listening and not becoming misguided. Because bluebird is the color blue, it is often associated with the throat chakra and creative expression. Pick up a musical instrument, a pen, a paintbrush. If you feel that you can't vocalize your song in life, maybe another creative way will help you lift that song up so that you can finally sing your song. So the throat chakra is connected to the color blue. Imagine a beautiful blue energy. And if you really want to sing your song, the heart chakra is green. So mix those two colors together. But if you rub right about here, okay? And I mean, don't be light on yourself and just rub it. And if there's pain there, that means that the flow from your heart chakra to your throat chakra is blocked and you can't possibly sing your song. So just for a couple of minutes, just allow that energy to loosen up. Imagine that swirling blue greenish light healing you. And if you do it and you don't have that pain, then you're good to go. But most of us have our chakras blocked to some degree or another. And that's just a very simple way of allowing your heart and your voice to come together so that you can sing your song. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.